right. Hi, guys. We are here with you this week to share a little bit about the blog we wrote and the topic we're going to discuss. It's kind of personal to me, so we wanted to take a minute. But first, we want to say thank you so much to all the people who've checked out our videos, visited our website, read our blogs. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you. You're amazing. Well, I wanted to just introduce a little bit the topic of the week about being a highly sensitive person, what it's about maybe a little bit.
Why don't you describe it? Because in the blog, I think I mentioned that it was kind of after your research and explanation to me that I started to understand what this was. And I think it's really important that people understand.
Yeah, definitely. So HSP, or highly sensitive persons, it sounds kind of weak, but it's not. It's a personality trait or disorder. It's not a mental illness or anything, but it's just something that a small percent of the population has. I think it's 15 to 20%. And our brains are actually structured and wired and work differently than other people's. So we have far more attention to detail. We can kind of pick up on the vibe. We can read people really well. And we can kind of like take on energy because we feel it so much. Like when, for instance, if somebody's, had a bad day and they're angry, how you feel that inside. Like it's like that times 1,000 for us, basically.
Mm-hmm. Finding out that it's actually something that happens in the brain and the way that the brain reacts to different things and produces certain chemicals, that was really like validating to hear, because it's something that people can't see. You can't explain to someone that you can't not feel something, even if they say like get over it, it's no big deal. It's not the same for us. And there's something that proves that this is not just us being weak.
Exactly. I think that's what it was for me, was the validation that no, you really do feel things more than others because your brain is structured the way it is. And we talk about it in the blog, so definitely check that out for sure. There's lots of work out there about highly sensitive persons, but basically we have dopamine that works differently. Our reward chemical isn't as externally based. We find more reward from introverted activities mostly, or more so than, the social outgoing ones. And we also have like the more mirror neurons, like we talked about. So the cells in our brains are the components that actually take what someone else's, their behavior is and what their actions are, and compute it to what was I feeling when I behaved that way once.
Mm-hmm. That's really interesting too.
So we're like empaths to the fifth power. Like we're super empathetic, we're overthinkers, and we just can't help it. It's just the way that we are. But the world wouldn't be the same without us. Mm-hmm. But then once I saw the movie that I referenced in my blog, it's called Sensitive, The Untold Story. And I just happened to come upon it and watch it one day, and it was like mind-blowingly like, holy goodness, this is a thing, like you said, that really exists, and there's really scientific research to back it up. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason that our brains are the way they are. Mm-hmm. I would love to be able to take things more lightly or actively choose what I ignore, but sometimes it's just absolutely impossible for me. So I wanted to find out more of why that was and share it with the world, because I feel like there's got to be more people out there who maybe have this going on and don't know what it's about. Mm-hmm. And I think another thing I just want to touch on really quick is bringing it around to too self-centered. And the reason that it's important that this is a thing, this is a topic, we know about it, we describe it, is because there's certain measures and level of self-care needed if you are a highly sensitive person. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Everybody needs to take care of themselves and give back to themselves. But in the case of highly sensitive persons, it's completely like, it's a must do. You can't
really
put it
have
off.
To take time for yourself, because you're constantly feeling the emotions of other people. And it's for me, that's what makes me feel anxious. If I'm in a group of people, I feel like I can sense everything that's going on from everyone else. And then I feel like it's my responsibility to like fix everything if something is amiss. And That's why, I really cherish any alone time I get, because it's the only time where I'm only feeling my own feelings, which is usually anxiety, but at least it's mine.
It's your own anxiety. And that's really important, is being able to separate the feelings that you're having from the emotions of people around you. You might not be able to avoid those all the time, but just knowing that line and where it sits and being like, okay, I can have empathy and sympathy for this person, but I need to actively not take it on to myself.
Exactly.
So it's really important for our self-care and the way that we do things. So thanks for checking us out. Visit us anytime you want at twoselfcentered.com and on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and we really want your feedback, guys. So if you guys can relate to the things that we've talked about so far or anything in our blog, like, please let us know. Or if there's stuff that you want to like ask us, or you want us to like do a deep dive on, like, please let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments for sure. And thanks so much.
Bye.